Hey everybody, welcome to Dapper Daddies. I'm Gary.
I'm John.
And today our episode is entitled, My Knees Made a Noise I Haven't Heard Before. And where we're going with that is all the surprising realities of getting old. I think we all have dealt with it. If you're watching this, you have, or if you're younger, you're afraid to. Well, we're about to take the veil off and show you exactly what getting older looks like. And we're going to start with the unexplained injuries like those noise pops, right? The first thing I want to talk about is waking up with a sore elbow or a sore shoulder because you slept wrong.
How do you sleep wrong?
I don't know how you sleep wrong. I mean, I have a hard time sleeping anyway, but sleeping wrong, like it's the way I've always slept, but apparently my body is getting back at me. Do you deal with the sleeping wrong issue? I know you have a lot of other physical ailments from your accident and such, but
I mean, everything hurts anyway for me getting up, but I'll tell you, sometimes I'll wake up and like my shoulder blade will hurt or something I didn't injure. And I'm like, why one more thing, you know? Why do I have to have one more thing? And I got to tell you, it's like even today, example, well, I sleepwalk too, so that doesn't help. But last night I woke up, one of my pillows was tossed across the room, and I woke up with, it felt like somebody hit me in my ribs with a baseball bat, and they're a little bit bruised. So I'm like, I don't know, what do I do at night? I need to record this or something. But yeah, I wake up all the time with bumps, bruises, aches and pains, all the time. Well,
actually, what I love about the fact that he sleeps really heavy is he doesn't hear me go into his room with a baseball bat. No, same for, dude, the other day, like I have a bum elbow, you know, I tore something or did something to my elbow and I should go to the doctor, but I won't because I'm a man.
And it's not from exercising, I guarantee you.
Yeah, and if you're wondering, I'm a righty and it's my left elbow, so please, no comments on that. But, yeah, I have a bum elbow, and I've had a bum elbow for years, but just recently, like, it's been hurting, and I don't understand what's happening there. I wonder if they should make bed sheets for old guys that are made out of bubble wrap.
Something. My whole room needs to be bubble wrapped, but you know, I don't know. It's just bizarre how you can. I'll even just move. Like I'll get up out of bed or out of a chair, and something will hurt, and I'll be like, "That didn't hurt 2 minutes ago? Why am I?" And then, of course, making noises every time you move. But you know, that's another thing we're talking about today. But yeah, it's just crazy that just my knees. I've never been an athlete. I've always been a musician. I've played double bass drums, so maybe that, but I've really never been tackled, or I've never been a weightlifter, clearly. So, you know, I don't know. It's weird. Like my knees started hurting recently, and I'm like, I didn't injure those. You know, so I don't know why my knees hurt. Yeah, everything. And it just, sometimes I wake up and, have you ever said this to yourself as you get up? Man, everything hurts.
I have. Probably not to your level, but I have. I've woken up and thought, you know what? Yes, I am 55. I am absolutely 55. You start to feel it. The next level of that is realizing that you don't move without making sounds.
Oh,
that you didn't. And yes, we talked about like the knees popping, you know, every once in a while. My toes, all of a sudden, if I move my foot a certain way, my toes will pop.
Huh.
Like they didn't used to do that.
Right, yeah.
So you have that. But I'm talking about the grunts and groans.
Oh,
you know,
yeah. It just helps. It helps to
get you out of the chair.
It just helps to get you up and out. You know, just making a noise to get up. It just somehow and I used to tease my dad about it. And it's happening,
yep.
You know, and he just, you know, talked to my dad recently about it. And he's like, yeah, I told you, it just helps you to get, I mean, every time I move, I make a noise.
It's like karate when they do the hi-ya! Yeah, you don't have to do that, but that gives you a little extra when you're trying to break the board.
I guarantee you that when I stand up, there's no It's more, there's no It's more, oh, geez, that hurts. But yeah, no, it's probably the same thing, right?
Yep.
Hello. Welcome to Dapper Dilly.
Hi, Dapper Dilly.
I said a little Dapper Dilly. She needs a bath. Oh,
but, you know, I started thinking about it because it's true. Every time I get out of a chair, it's or whatever that sound I make is. And then I tried to think back to when I started doing that. And I can't pinpoint the time. I don't know. It just naturally happens. Like the old person fairy comes in with a wand and sprinkles it over you and says, your elbow's going to hurt when you wake up. And every time you wake up or get out of a chair, you're going to make a moaning sound. Because you don't see kids doing that.
No.
I have 3 teenage boys in my house, and none of them makes a noise when getting out of the couch, other than passing gas every once in a while. But that's another story.
Every once in a while. But yeah, no, it is. I roll over sometimes and make a noise. It doesn't even have to be getting up. I'll just roll over and be like, oh God, just, and then I'll just think to myself, wow, when did you become such a wimp?
What's funny is, so we're roommates and our rooms are across from one another. And sometimes I don't know if he's awake or asleep, but then I'll hear a, and I'm like, hey, good morning, John.
Morning.
It's like whales talking to each other. Yes, I said that about both of us. So yeah, but it is. We're making these.
And it's not because we're excited.
Not at all.
It's because we have to do that to get out of bed.
Old man mating call. It's how old men find other old men to do old men things with. I think that's what happens. But can you imagine like a 4th grader, being called to the front of the room to answer a math question or something, and he goes, getting out of his chair? They would send him to the nurse's office immediately.
So what we're saying is, if anybody's willing, we need a nurse's office in the house.
I would love anybody to put in the comments a crazy injury that happened. Let me give you one more. First off, a crazy injury that's happened or some noises you find yourself making and what those activities might be. Keep it clean. This is PG, kind of. PG-13, But put that in the comments. We'd love to hear from you, and maybe we'll talk about it on another episode.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic, actually. I wish we're one of these days we're going to be able to do a live and see the comments and be able to answer them as they happen. But yeah, I would love to know that, because I mean, I just, my ankle's just popping, just out of nowhere. I'm like, and injuries happening. I can literally get out of bed and have an injury.
I think it's because our extended warranty is expired.
Oh,
and that's what's happening. Just like something breaks the day after the warranty, that's what's happened. And the warranty must be at 40, I'm guessing. I don't know, somewhere around there. Let me kick it off and tell you my craziest injury, and this is a true story. I was leaving for work, and I put the key in the door. I remember I was locking the door on the way out, and I sneezed because there was a lot of pollen outside. I sneezed and I bent over at the same time, and I threw my back out to the point where I was sitting like this for 6 days. I literally was staring at the ground for 6 days because I sneezed and threw out my back. Unbelievable.
Wow. I'm trying to think of one.
Well, you just did. You woke up with the rib issue and all that.
Well, yeah, that. I mean, but that's not serious. Like yours is, yeah. I do that all the time. I'll get out of a chair and just be like, oh, I just twisted my ankle or so. Yeah, just all the time. I've got, and most of my friends know I'm the worst at, like in my band. They're just all the time. They're like, we just need to wrap you in bubble wrap, man, because you are just always getting injured. I think I've had to cancel 3 or 4 gigs because I fell out of the tub and broke my arm. Or I mean, I've literally, that happened. I'm always getting hurt. Like I fell off didn't fall off a bike riding it like a cool kid. I literally got on it, fell off of it, and twisted my ankle. It wasn't cool, and you try to get up, like you're like, oh, that didn't happen, and then you're like, oh, it twisted my ankle, I can't get up, and you're like, man, I used to be so cool.
Yeah, well,
I used to think I was so cool.
There you go.
Now I know I'm not cool because it is just a nightmare daily.
So, talking about the extended warranty on the human body, we've talked about the knuckles and the joints and the back and the neck and the shoulders and all that, but what about your eyes?
Well, I've always been blind.
Yeah.
So I can't see, I can't see far away. Like most people can see 20/20. My vision is 20/2500. So my glasses are super thick. You can ask Gary, I'm blind as a bat. But literally on my 40th birthday, I couldn't read the menu. on my 40th birthday. I didn't notice it before that. And I had to borrow my ex-wife's sparkly pink glasses to see the menu. She never got them back because I was like, oh, these are cool. These work really good. But, it's just like unbelievable. I'm like, well, that's just cruel. I can't see far away. Yeah. And then now I can't see up close.
Yeah.
And so they can actually put bifocals in my hard contacts now. That's how blind I am. I can't wear soft contacts. I have to wear hard contacts. But not being able to see up close now too is like, that's a cruel joke, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, literally on my 40th birthday, I'm like, hold the menu across the table so I can read it.
Well, I had, John knows this, I had double cornea transplants. I had an eye disease called Fuchs dystrophy that was, if you leave it, you go blind. And so I had to get double transplants. And I want to take a second and thank my donors' families and my donors because they gave the ultimate price and still, decided that they had something that could help other people live a better life. So that means a lot to me. But as far as the cornea transplants, I've always had, I've got astigmatism and all that and had to wear glasses from the time I was 12 years old. But after the transplant, I was told to expect that I'm going to have cataracts very soon. So I did a cataract surgery along with the transplant, and then I'll have to do another cataract surgery and then probably later on down the road. And I don't know about you, but when I hear cataract, I think of 80-year-olds who have the gray eyes and it's just that cloud over their eyes. And it just always seemed like the most elderly thing that could happen to anybody. And here I am getting to experience the joy of cataracts as well.
And this was like 10 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you were really young when that happened.
It was about 8 years ago. Yeah, I'm fortunate. So Fuchs dystrophy generally affects ladies. And it doesn't usually happen until around 60 is what I've understood. And I was fortunate enough to get it as a male in my mid-40s. And there's about a 50% chance that my kids will have it.
Wow.
But the fortunate thing about that is that now it's a one-day procedure. You go in and it's a laser surgery and they do the transplant. And then you're at home for about a week staring at the ceiling so that they can set and not move around. But if I had gotten it 25, 30 years ago, it would have been a scalpel and a lot more. And then if it had been 50 years ago, it would have been blindness.
Wow.
And so I'm hoping that if my kids, are unfortunate enough to get it, that by the time it affects them, maybe it's a pill. Maybe it's a pill or maybe it's an eye drop or something like that. But who knows? Medicine's progressing. But that being said, your eyes go out as well. And I knew you had the issue with the vision thing. And I know sometimes still, like, you have to figure out what's the best way to look at something. Is it glasses on? Is it lift your glasses up, look through the bottom part of the bifocal? Is it squint one eye? Yeah. I used to joke at my grandparents when they would hold something far away from them and squint their eyes. I thought, why in the world did you do that? Well, they found their position. They found their eye position. So
yeah. I mean, when I have my contacts, they can put bifocals in them now, so I can actually read up close on my contacts. But like my glasses, even with bifocals, I don't see that well with them. They can't seem to get like it's a -7 for one of the powers, and they're like, we don't do that. So it's very difficult. It's crazy. But what I'll do is I'll literally just take my glasses off and look at my phone right here. Literally 2 inches from my face, because that's the only place I can actually see my phone with my glasses. When my contacts, I do all right with it, but yeah, it's crazy. I'll literally I don't know if anybody else has to do that, but my phone will be like right here, and that's all, like I can't literally that far away without my glasses. That's how blind I am. Can't see it. I have to bring it right here. So yeah, I'm just blind. Yeah. And then I got blind.
Blind.
I got blind.
Yes.
And then in my accident, I lost 45% of my vision in my left eye. So I'm blind.
All right. Now you know all of our health issues.
Yes.
Let's talk
But
about...
I guarantee you have them too. So
Yeah,
please let us know
please don't let us know what your ailments are. I don't think that's appropriate. But let us know some difficulties that you have.
I don't know. People like to talk.
With age.
People like to talk about their ailments.
Yeah.
Don't do any HIPAA stuff.
But we don't want. That's what I was trying to avoid.
Don't put your medical records on our comments, obviously.
Yeah.
But you can say my hip hurts.
Yes, exactly.
No hipper.
But
no hip. No hip. See how you did.
More than just my hip hurts. I hurt my hip doing this thing, right? Or we could talk about like what that keeps you from doing or whatever. But that's the end of this video in regards to what's wrong with Gary and John. And trust me, there are 50 other things that we could list.
Sure.
But let's get into the kind of silly but true stuff. And the next thing I want to talk about is the realities of aging. Those moments that slap you across the face with the fact that you are 58 or 55 years old. And the first one that comes to mind for me is thinking I'm still the 30-year-old guy who can walk into a club and maybe not pick up on any girl I want, but the pickings are a lot more than they are now. And what I mean by that is I'll be at the bar, we go karaoke a lot, and I'll see a nice young lady who's probably about 35, and she gives me a smile. And for a moment, I think, I should probably go buy her a drink. I think she likes me. And then I think to myself, the reality is she probably thinks I look like her uncle.
Or her dad.
Well,
he looks just like my dad.
Hopefully not grandfather.
Yikes. Have you ever noticed, Stephen, in that vein? I watched this. I'm kind of morbid, and I like to watch celebrity graves things. They go around and show celebrity graves, but there's one guy that I like. Hollywood Undead?
I think, yeah.
Really nice guy. His name's Arthur Dark, and he's just got a very nice cadence about his voice. So it's nice I'd watch it before I go to bed because it just it calms me down and stuff. And he does like every gravy, like Tom Mix, who was an old, cowboy guy, and he was silent film, like really big before even John Wayne, and he helped carry Wyatt Earp's coffin during his thing. So he goes into like each but he shows some of the pictures and you see the ages, like Lorne Michaels of Bonanza was our age.
Lauren Green,
thank you.
That's SNL. Lauren Michaels.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Well, he looked old too. But you look at Lauren Green or just some of the old actors like Wilford Brimley,
yeah.
Wilford Brimley, thank you. And he was in his 50s and looked like he was 80. And we're just like, man, I know we look like we're in our 50s, but I don't think we look like we're in our 80s. And so you look at that. Have you ever noticed that? It's like, I feel pretty good about it.
I have, but like in full transparency, sometimes I look at them and I'm all like, man, they look old. I don't look that old. And then in my head, I'm praying and crossing my fingers going, please tell me I don't look that old. Please tell me I'm not just like wearing rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
But yes, like if you've ever seen the movie Cocoon, like all of those people who were playing retirees in the home were in their 50s.
Crazy.
Absolutely crazy. I was watching something like Archie Bunker was only in his 40s when he was filming the All in the Family. And I feel like he looks 10 to 20 years older than I do right now. But I don't know.
Although I do look in the mirror every day and I'm like, who's this old guy in my house?
Yeah.
Get out of here. Oh, it's me.
Oh, I've got a lot more neck than I used to have. I promise you that. So, but yeah, the realities of that and Dapper Daddies, part of what we're trying to do is make people feel like they don't have to be that old. You know what I mean? Like you're going to be that old, but you don't have to live like you're that old. You don't have to dress just for comfort. You don't have to wear your orthopedic shoes and your cargo shorts to the bar. I'm pretty much wearing that right now, but we're at home. But when you go out, like, take care of yourself. You know what I mean? Like, pay attention to what you're wearing and that sort of thing. But there are realities. Just recently we were at karaoke and I was talking to somebody and it was going pretty well. And granted, this person looked older than they actually were. But I was talking to them, and we were each having a drink, and it was going really well. And I do think that there was a connection there, and there may have well been. The reality is that there are younger ladies who like older guys. Like, that happens, right? I'm not out searching for that, but that does happen. That being said, I was talking to this young lady, and then at some point I mentioned what year I graduated high school, 1989, and she said, "Oh, you're the same exact age as my mom." And then that was the end of the conversation. Like, I couldn't go there.
Yeah,
but
you're like, wow. Okay.
But sometimes your brain forgets that you're that age. And it's not just when you're hitting on somebody at a bar, but it's also when you're lifting things or playing sports or whatever. And we'll get into that. But so that's just one face slap.
I still feel like I'm 20 in my head.
Yeah.
I still act like I'm 12, and then I look like I'm 58.
And your body feels 109.
But my body feels, that's probably because of a lot of things that happen along the way. But, I think we all kind of feel like, I don't know, like I think we all think that we're younger in our own brain than we are. I think we all feel like, I don't know, I think that we feel like, okay, I can do anything. I can go and, this happens around the house all the time. I'll be like, oh, I can go do that. I used to do that all the time. And then I realize 5 minutes in, I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I used to be able to do this. I can't do this anymore. And it's a frustrating thing because you want to be able to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And, of course I'm injured, but even, there's a lot of people our age that are like, I cannot, there's no way I can do that.
Yeah.
And, it's funny, you're talking about the Birkenstocks and the socks and stuff. I saw a couple guys that were in their maybe late 30s, early 40s, and they were already black socks, Birkenstocks, black shorts, and then just a t-shirt with a fedora on. Don't do that.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's bad for everybody. That's not even good for old people. So, but it's like, dress like, have some pride in your look. And hey, and another thing, phones are not accessories, boys. Phones are not accessories. Do not wear that iPhone Max that's this big on your hip with a clip, with your shorts and your belt, with your polo shirt tucked in, and your white shoes with your black socks. That's a bad look. Don't do that. So, but it's just. But we do. I think as we get older, a lot of people just give up, and it's like you don't have to. My dog is eating my chair. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop eating my chair, Delilah.
No, I get what you're saying about the clothes, but I don't know.
It's the whole attitude. It's the whole thing of just getting old and. Yeah, just feeling old. Just feeling old, and it's a bummer because I do think that it's weird because I don't know. I know that I'm old. I realize I've been on this earth for 58 years, but I still think that I'm 20, and a lot of times I'll look in the mirror and be like, and then you just really realize when you look in the mirror, like, I am old. I am really old.
Do you ever think about the mindset of your parents? And what I mean by that is...
At this age.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
I do all the
because
time.
as a kid, like, my parents were young when they had me. Both my parents were 22 when I was born, like super young. And from the time I can like remember them as parents, let's say 10 years old, which would have made them only, 32, which is so young. Mm-hmm. But at 32, they were adults to me. Mm-hmm. And in my head, all they were thinking about was work. All they were thinking about was paying bills. All they were thinking about was adult things, right? But at 32, I promise you, it probably wasn't that far off of what I was thinking at 16. Yeah. Like, your brain it's not that far off, and that's still super young, right? Which brings me to your dad, who's now 91 years old. Like, we know he goes hunting and he loves to go to karaoke with us and he hits on the young waitresses and does all that crazy stuff. But like, does anybody ever get to a place where it's all adult in their head? Does that make sense? I don't know how to explain that.
I do. I actually do. I even though I feel like I'm 20 in my head and I act like I'm 12, I really do feel like, okay, it's only because of the limitations I personally have, I know I'm old. Because everything just is always hurting. So I know that I'm old, but I wonder, that's a question I'd love to ask my dad is, do you still feel young? Is that why you go do all this stuff? He goes fishing every other weekend. He's always gardening and doing all kinds of stuff that honestly, I don't even care to do at this age. So, but he loves to do it, but God love him for doing it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, again, you have your injuries or whatever, but they say age is a state of mind. And you know what? We've said it before on these episodes, but we know that we have work to do. That includes therapy. That includes physical therapy. That includes just being more active and taking better care of ourselves. Like, we know all of that stuff. We're baby stepping with you. We're not professing to be experts at this. And we're not saying that everybody this age feels this age. Because I know many, many people who are 55 like myself or 58 like John, who are a lot more active and physically fit and all that other stuff. And maybe their lives go a little bit different, but we're telling you about us, right? And we know that we're not alone. We're sure there are other people out there. I want to pivot now.
All right.
I want to talk about the senior discounts. I was at Goodwill a couple of weeks ago, and somebody gave me the senior discount because it was a particular day. I think it's Tuesdays. They gave me the senior discount, and I was both happy that I was saving money, and it was the biggest slap in the face that they guessed that I was a senior. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't get it that often, to be honest with you. I personally never had, my dog is freaking out over here. I don't know what her deal is. I have never really, I always look for the senior discount, so it didn't bother me that much, but I can see how it would be kind of set you back a little bit, like, oh wow, they didn't even have to ask for this now.
Yeah.
They didn't even have to, hey, when is it? They just assumed, yeah. I've never had that happen personally, but yeah, I can see how that'd bother you for sure.
But if you get it and somebody just gives it to you, but if you didn't ask and they gave it to you, you'd be happy with it?
I would personally. I mean, well, here's a kind of a similar thing that happened. I got something from AARP the other day. That probably hit me more than having somebody say, oh, well, I'm just going to give you the senior discount. Knowing that I'm eligible for AARP and Medicare and all that, I got all my Medicare stuff, that actually probably hit me harder than, just getting a discount. Because that's a good call out. But I'll tell you, I've been getting the AARP stuff since I turned 50. Because apparently that's the age for AARP is 50. And I started getting something in the mail every week from AARP. And I refused to join because I refused to be 50. I haven't joined yet.
But now, I am about discounts. You know?
Because the thing is, we are what we are. We're certainly not going to get any younger.
Yeah.
It's just this is what it is. Delilah quit.
Yeah. No, completely agree. When they offered it to me and I didn't even talk about it or ask about it, I just you know what it reminded me of in a reverse way is the day I turned 21, I went to the Walgreens next to my house and I grabbed a 12-pack of beer and I walked up to the counter ready to give them my license and prove that I was officially 21. And I'm talking the day of my 21st birthday. I put the 12-pack up and the guy just said, that'll be $15. And I was like, are you going to ask for my ID? And I looked young. And this was also 1992.
You looked like you were 18 when you were 30.
I did.
Because you shaved.
For sure. I looked really young. But the fact that he didn't ask for my license was devastating to me. I was so excited for that moment. Yeah. And now, just that thin line of life, right? It's that dash between the dates on the headstone they talk about. Right. Just that thin line of life I remember the moment that I didn't get carded for beer and I was 21. And now I remember the moment somebody just automatically gave me a senior discount. Mm-hmm. And that's going to stick with me. Like, I'm fine with it now. I will ask if they have a senior discount. That's not true. I'm not there yet. But generally, if I see a sign that says 55 plus, then I'm going to say, hey, I'm 55, and I'm going to take it. But I'm not like actively asking for senior discounts. Maybe I'll get to that point, but I think I'm still a little in denial. So,
yeah, I'm in the Amazon. But yeah,
I was like, what?
Come on, keep up, Gary. Now I'm with you on that. It's part of life though, and it's at least you do get the discounts. It usually actually there's a couple stores like Adidas and Kohan stores do 20% up and above what the sale price is. So like if they're 50% off, they'll give you the 50% off, then throw the extra 20 on top of it for seniors and military. So that's kind of cool. And I think the reason I wasn't so like upset about the whole like discount thing being 55 is because I've always asked for military discount anyway for years. So it was just a natural thing to go, 55, I'll just let's just pile it on. But I see it's just the shock of being like, well, yeah, you're here now.
Yeah.
You're getting that senior discount.
Yeah.
But I promise you I'm not eating at Fur's Cafeteria at 4 o'clock.
Hey, don't diss on Fur's if you haven't had their macaroni and cheese. Is that still a thing anymore? I don't even know.
I don't think Fur's is even around anymore. Now it's the Golden Corral.
Remember Luby's?
Luby's. Well, that's pretty much Golden Corral.
Exactly.
Really. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? One more call to comment because we absolutely would love some interaction here. We appreciate you guys watching. But what discounts are we missing out the seniors get? Because I know like movie theaters and I know restaurants, but like what else? Like throw some ideas in there because, hey, you know what? Yes, I'm 55, so I need to embrace this and get the discounts.
Yeah, absolutely.
But speaking of that, the perks of being older, the one is the discounts, of course. Mm-hmm. The second one I was thinking of, and boy, oh boy, does your 91-year-old father encompass this one.
Free diapers?
No, he has to pay for them.
Well, it depends. I had to. I'm sorry, I had to.
He's foolish. Anyway, so I think your dad really encapsulates this one, and that is the zero filter or zero care given.
Oh my God. This guy gets away with murder. Oh my God. Okay, you tell the stories better than I do, but this man gets away with murder, people. I would never try these things. I'd get slapped across my head if I tried what my dad gets away. That's just... I can't really tell you a lot of the details because they're very inappropriate. He is a lovely, lovely man who I love as a father. I love him to pieces, but I'm sure you have that person in your life that you know that's on the elderly side, and I think it probably comes with the 70 plus crowd, I'm guessing. But the zero filter, an example might be that we were at a karaoke bar and our waitress, who we know very well, was wearing a half shirt and probably about 25 years old. And she came up to help us, and she had her belly button pierced. And his father grabbed the belly button ring and was touching her stomach and said, "Oh, I really like this." And she was like, "Oh, thank you so much. I got that done." And he's like, "Oh, it's really nice, and it looks good against your flat stomach." And she just...
We would be in prison.
Yeah.
Immediately, and you shouldn't do that. Never, ever, ever touch somebody without consent. But he did this. I'm not saying that's a perk of being old. I'm just saying that you get away with murder when you add extra ones and twos and threes to your age. Because
he just giggled and thought it was the neatest thing ever. If I would have done that, I would have been slapped across the face, and I would have never done that. But he comes from a different generation, and
he's 91,
and he's 91. So let him have his fun, I guess. But yeah, he had a young gal come and like dance with him, and her boyfriend was watching him dance and thought it was neat because she's dancing with a 90-year-old guy. And he just, oh, I want to go get another dance from her. She's really cute. And I'm like, Dad, she could be your great granddaughter. But she came up to him and to dance. He didn't ask her to dance. She asked him to dance.
I need to add more color to this story because it's one of my favorite stories.
Okay.
So we're at the bar. This girl was probably a student at the university near where we go. She was very young. She had a boyfriend with her. We had our 91-year-old father with us. And he's sitting there, and he's cute, and he wears a cowboy hat and jean shorts and boots, and
he's about 5'9". So
5'9", weighs like 100 pounds soaking wet, little guy.
Yeah, tiny guy.
So he's sitting with us, and the young lady comes over, and she's doing it because she's like, "Look at that sweet old man. I'm gonna go ask him if he wants to dance." So she comes over and asks him if he wants to dance, and man, his face just lit up, and they were dancing, and he's doing his moves like this, so she's replicating what he's doing. Cutest thing.
They got grabbed hands, and they're I got the video of it. It's really cute.
Very cute. So he comes after the dance, and he goes, "That was fun. She's cute." And we're like, "Yeah, she's a cutie. Yeah, for sure, Dave." So then about an hour later, she comes and asks for another dance. So they go and they do their thing again, and they're dancing, and then he comes back, and he goes, "Oh, I got some trouble brewing." And I said, "What's wrong?" And he goes, "Did you see the dirty looks her boyfriend was giving me?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Yeah, he's getting really jealous. I shouldn't dance with her anymore." And in my head, I'm all like, he's not at all threatened by you, 91-year-old 100-pound Dave. I promise you. But in his head, he's thinking, "Oh, I'm dancing with this guy's girl, and it's going to lead to fisticuffs." He's doing the thumb on the nose thing, and put him up, and
all of a sudden we got West Side Story. It's just, I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, a little delusional, but
very sweet.
It was very sweet. And
then the next time we took him, there was a gal that wanted to take him to Brazil that was like 30 years younger than him. So, I mean, my dad gets more action than I do, which is really sad. He every time I'm talking to him on the phone, he's like, "Oh, I got some girls at the door with some baked goods. Gotta go." I'm like...
He's a very lucky man.
He's a very lucky man, yeah.
So I guess the perks of being really senior in a retirement community is, my understanding is that ladies outlive men. And so if you're a 91-year-old man who can still walk and function, if you know what I mean?
They're like, "Look at him, girls. He's not on a hover round. He's upright. Get him."
Seriously, he is pretty much the, I don't know, who would it be? Justin Bieber of the retirement home.
Amazing. Yeah. He is the star of the show up there, and he is...
So there's a perk.
There's a perk. There are perks.
Another
you're
perk,
right, though. That was funny.
Another perk that we were talking about before we started filming is you get joy from things that your mind shifts. And what I mean by that is, have you ever gotten happy that plans were canceled?
Oh, yeah, a lot. They'll call you like, "Sorry, we're not going to be able to go out and have dinner tonight." And you go, "Oh, thank God." Not because you don't like the people, just because you just have zero give a fuck to go out. You just don't feel like getting up out of bed and your favorite show's on. You just, thank God I don't have to go out with these people. And it's a tough, did you find... She found a hat. My dog is crazy. I tell you what, canceled plans are probably one of my favorite things. I do like going out, don't get me wrong, but if the plans get canceled, man, a lot of times I am so excited about it.
Very nice.
So sad. But I am.
Senior discounts and canceled plans. These are a few of my favorite things.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I used to be the guy who wanted to go out almost every night. I mean, I literally would go out on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, occasionally Sunday, and then Monday and Tuesday I would rest. And it would be until the bar closed, or every week somebody was having a house party or something like that. The number of house parties that I've ghosted and then felt bad about, there are a lot. But when I hear that party has been canceled or postponed, yeah, the joy of knowing that I can just chill and watch my sports or something like that, that's exciting.
Not 10 years ago, I was playing 4 gigs a week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then getting up, on Friday and on Monday morning and going and driving the next day. And so, gig until 2 a.m. and then sometimes I wouldn't even go to sleep because it's easier just to stay up and go to work.
Right.
But there's no way I could do that now. There's no way I could do. I mean, I'm talking maybe a couple gigs a month now. I don't really like doing. I mean, I like playing, but I'm not the gigger I used to be because I used to gig 4 nights a week and I used to love it and it was so fun. And man, now I'm just like, I haven't even played drums since I got hurt.
I know you miss that though.
I miss playing drums. I mean, it took me until just recently to be able to hold a guitar because my shoulders need surgery. So it's hard for me to hold a guitar. It just that angle of holding it and then playing piano, it's just really tough for me. So
yeah. All right, last point, and then we're going to go to our lightning round we've been talking about.
Okay.
The last point is, one of the best perks about being old is that you get to play the "I'm too old for this" card. Is that wonderful?
I traded my man card for that one.
An example might be, "Hey, can you help me move this weekend?" My back.
Everything hurts. I'm so sorry.
Right.
I can't. Yeah, it is a lovely thing. Even like plans nowadays, I'm just like, sorry, the roof fell on me or whatever. But no, all you have to say is I feel like the roof fell in on me. And they're, I understand you're old. And I'm good with it now. Before it was like, what do you mean I understand you're old? That used to really bother me. Now I'm like, you're right. I am.
I've got an idea, John.
Uh-oh.
We start getting some viewers and some subscribers and you start commenting on here, we're going to create some "I'm too old for this" cards.
And send them out.
We're going to send them out, and then you get to have that card, and you get to pull it out the next time somebody says, "Hey, can you watch my dogs this weekend?" Or "Can you help me move?"
I've got the official Dapper Daddies "I'm too old for this"
I'm too old for this. I'm sorry, I can't do that. Hey, do you want to go to the bar tonight? And I'm too old for this.
Got the card.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, cool. All right, so let's wrap up this video. We're going to do what's called the lightning round. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go back and forth, and we're not going to elaborate on all of these, but we're just going to say some of the things that we either love now that we used to hate, or vice versa. We hate now that we used to love. So,
and I love that you put, we're not going to elaborate because that's all I do. So he's just reminding me, we're keeping it short because I will talk for hours about something.
Exactly. And hey, you know what? If we say something and you're all like, I'd love to hear more about that, maybe we'll comment, because you know what? We'd love to comment back to you. We really will. And
one of these days we'll have people that watch when we can.
I also if you have a YouTube channel, please put it in our comments, and if you follow us, we'll follow you right back.
Absolutely. And
yeah, let's build this community together.
Let's go for it.
So what do you love now that you used to hate, or vice versa?
What do I love that I hate? Not being able to think.
I can't. You love it or you hate it? Like that's what I'm trying to figure out.
I love now. Oh, we were going to do. I hate now that I used
to love it, but now I hate it, or I used to hate it, now I love it.
I used to. Oh, I see what you're saying. So we're not. Okay. See, and things have to be very well explained to me, obviously, too. But yeah, what I used to love now that I hate. Okay, what I used to love now that I hate.
You want me to start?
Yeah, you start because I can't think.
What I used to love is I was always the last guy out of the bar. I always was. I was there until the lights came up. But now when I go out with John or whatever, it's until I'm done, and that is usually a couple hours before that bar closes. I have different reasons for going to bars now, but I used to love closing down the bar, and just seeing what was happening. Is there an after party? Is something happening? I don't dig that anymore. I'm not that guy.
I used to love going out shopping. I used to love to go walk around and look at things. I'm not one of those men that goes in, gets the milk, and comes home. I love to walk around and browse and shop, and that was up until recently. And now I just don't really. I don't know if it's because malls have closed, but anyway, I'm elaborating. But that's what I used to love.
He is right, huh? Who knew? I used to love getting the absolute spiciest thing on a menu. If it came in levels 1 to Inferno, I always got the Inferno. I still like a little bit of spice, but there's no way my body can handle that spice anymore.
And
so I am not that guy.
Your spice kills me. I can't do any spice anymore. So, after I had a thing called C. diff, and that's a very bad disease for about 5 years. And after that, I just have to be, I can't eat. I am actually not a foodie anyway, so it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one for me. Yeah. One thing that I used to love that I hate now is physical. Like, I used to love yard gardening and fixing up the house and putting tile in. I would rip up carpet and just put tile in on a weekend because I love doing that stuff. And now it's mostly because I just hurt so bad after. But yeah, I used to love to do those home. You know me, if something breaks around the house, you're like, dude, you need to go fix that. But yeah, I don't enjoy it like I used to anymore.
You know what I used to hate that I love now is being alone.
Yes, that's big time.
I used to just go stir crazy if I was home on a weekend night or whatever, whenever it was. I just would get stir crazy. I could only handle myself for so long, and then I had to. I'm a very out there extroverted person, but now I love quiet alone time. Not all the time. I'm not a recluse, but I really have grown to appreciate it.
Yeah, I actually look forward to those times nowadays. I agree with you on that one. I'm sure a lot of people will. And definitely comments what you agree with and don't agree with. But no, it's a big one for me. I love being alone now. I actually have a lot. It is dangerous to be alone too much because this is a really bad neighborhood up here, like Chester Bennington said. But, I love being alone too. But I'm with you too, though, as there are times where I'm like, I want to go. But we're both performers, so this is not going to be everybody. But what I love then and I still love now is being on stage. I love to perform. I loved being on stage. I'm more comfortable on stage than being in an audience, and I think Gary can attest to that. But because I just grew up on stage, I'm weird. But nowadays I still love it, but I definitely don't crave it like I used to. I used to crave every weekend I wanted to go out and be on stage, and that's why I play in a band. Is because every weekend I could be on stage. I could be the star every weekend.
I'm gonna throw one more out there, and then we'll wrap it up if
Sounds
that's
good.
cool.
Yeah, that's good.
And this is gonna sound crazy, but something that I hate that I used to love is sleeping in. And what I mean by that is getting 9, 10, 11, 12 hours, because now the longer I sleep, the more I hurt when I wake up.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
And the harder the next night it takes to get to sleep.
And it screws up your sleep pattern.
And that never used to happen with me. I could sleep anytime, anywhere.
I mean, I've got an 18-year-old kid and a 16-year-old kid who will both sleep 12, 15 hours.
That was me.
You let them. That was me too. I think that was all of us. But now oversleeping is my enemy, and I have to wake up.
Yeah, I mean, night owl, man. I used to love to be a night owl, but I actually like getting up early now and getting stuff done. And I sleep in stuff like that because I hurt. But the days that I can get up, if I wake up, like a lot of times, if I have a good day, I have good days and bad days. So I have a bad day, I just know I can't get out of bed until 11 or 12, and I'm going to barely move that day. And that's usually because the day before or a few days before I did something I shouldn't have, like tile or fixing the house or whatnot. I don't do that anymore, but I even just doing the dishes, like I explained in the first video. But one thing I do love now is being able to, get up early, get things done. And that was never me. If I got up before 10, don't talk to me. And now it's weird, and I just absolutely like that. So anyway, hey guys, thank you so much. We very much appreciate y'all.
Yeah, very much.
We hope we build this channel. We actually had a couple of people reach out and say that there's not a lot of this out there. There might be more than we think, but we hope that this actually catches and we can help people out with it. So thanks again for watching.
I'm Gary.
I'm John. We'll see you on the next guitar lesson. And if you have any questions on that guitar lesson, let me know. And we're going to actually add a new chord this week. So excited for that. See you next time on Dapper Daddies.
Peace.
Peace out. was awesome.
That was good. Ouch.
See that?
Oh, I know. I just moved my arm and hurt it.